Dear racist black.
Well, if it isn't Bisquick Becky of the Alabaster Action Committee out here saying stupid shit. Why is it that every time I get on this app, I see one of you ranch possums running your mouth saying some of the dumbest off-the-wall shit anybody could possibly say? I can't go one fucking day without you marshmallow minions ruining some shit. Take your persecution complex, turn that sumbitch sideways, and stick it straight up your ass.
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome to the channel. Please subscribe and join the big happy family. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back once again. It's so good to have you here. So today's video is something very interesting about a palm-colored woman that wanted to scold black race to the cis people. Okay, so yeah, she tried to do that, but it didn't work. Before I play the clip, our usual disclaimer, please. This video is strictly for educational purposes. Do not go searching out anybody that I talk about in this video. Don't send them any form of hate comment, threat, or violence. This channel does not support any of that. So something actually led up to this whole situation. She made a video and then black people called her out on that video. And then she made the video scolding these black people who she says are racist to the cis. Okay, so let me play the first video that started this whole thing.
What's a racist encounter or experience that you had that you'll never forget?
I'm walking to a bus stop. It's 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon maybe. And from the corner of my eye, I see this group of black people. I don't say anything. They don't say anything to me. I keep walking. Before I know it, I hear them. Like, I can hear them laugh and say things. I don't know what they're saying. I keep walking to the bus stop. Out of nowhere, they start throwing things at me. I don't turn around. They followed me to the bus stop. Before I knew it, they surrounded me. Two of them grabbed my hands. They were holding my hands. And I don't remember where it came from. And I got hit. That was not the only time they hit me. They kept hitting me and hitting me and hitting me. And all I remember was holding my face down and telling them, don't touch my face, because saying something about my pretty white face. So I kept my head down. It was bad. I got really scared when one of the guys pulled out a knife. He pushed it against my neck and he was just threatening me. He was very, very intimidating and I couldn't do anything. That was my experience with racism. So if you tell me black people cannot be racist to white people, think again. You know what's worse about this whole story? That I was 13 years old. I was a child. And this group of black people that attacked me, they could not have been older than 16. This is learned behavior, because how else do they know to hate white people except from their parents? Unless we don't change how we parent our children, racism is not going anywhere. So that was my experience. Hope that helps.
Now, there's nothing funny about being attacked. But like, first of all, she said there were groups of black people, and then later she said they couldn't have been older than 16. So basically, these were kids. But you decided to adultify them by saying they were people, number one. Number two, black people that don't know you before in broad daylight. Were you in a black neighborhood or in a palm-colored neighborhood? Where did this happen? In broad daylight, they just decided to. They didn't know you before. You hadn't done anything to them. Maybe you were not classmates. You were not neighbors. They just randomly saw you on the road and in broad daylight decided to come and attack your pretty white face. I'm sorry to say, but this story, I don't know. So anyway, you can see that the whole point of her making that video was to prove that black people can also be racist to the cis, and they are passing that mindset to their children. Black people, you need to change the way you parent your children because it's learned behavior. Basically, that was the point of her making that video, because she responded to a black woman asking people to narrate their experience with racism. So obviously, it would have been more black, possibly brown people that would have stitched that. But she decided to chime in as a palm-colored woman just to prove that, oh, it's not only you guys that experience racism, we too experience racism, and it was by y'all. You black people wanted to cut my pretty white face, whatever. So can you just imagine what the comment section of that video would have been like? People called her out and then she made a video addressing all the racist to the cis black people. Let me just go right ahead and play that video.
Dear racist black people, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, and I hope you listen and listen very carefully. Any other race, please stay until the end of the video because I have a message and a request for you. It's not white people tears. It is definitely not white victimhood. It is also not white fragility. You know what it is? It is white experiences, something that you don't want to listen to. So I'm going to make you listen to it. And if you don't want to listen to me, then listen to everyone else. I shared my experience. Nowhere in my video did I insult anyone, attack anyone, or offend anyone. And the first thing that you do, and by you, I mean racist black people, the first thing you do, you call me a liar, you demand proof, and you call me so many other things that I cannot even mention in this video. But you know what's worse? So many people shared their experiences, and not just white people. And some of you had the nerve to go after them and call them liars and worse. Dear people, white and any other race, please stitch my video and share your experience with racism, specifically with black people, because they're telling me my experience never happened and I made it up. They can try and silence me, but they can't silence all of us because it does happen. Racist black people can be extremely racist toward white people. There's no denying. Dear black people, I'm sorry if you're here and you had to listen to this. I hope you understand how frustrating and sometimes scary it is when we say something that happened to us because of our skin color and we're told we're liars and we're told to shush and we're told we're not allowed to talk about it. In my opinion, we should all talk about it because anyone can experience racism. The good people, we love you.
So she's basically saying she lives in whatever part of the world, because I know she's living in America. So there's a part of America where things happen to palm color people because of their skin color, where they are attacked. And then she ended the video by saying people should stitch her video and talk about their racist experiences with black people. So basically giving an opportunity for people to come for black people. You know what? I was so curious about the kind of person she was. I dug a little deeper on her page and I saw some other videos. She's always chiming in on topics by black people. She always has something to say, trying to prove that black people can be racist and to prove that there's no white privilege. Like this other video that she made.
What white privilege? We literally have to do what everyone else has to do. Wake up in the morning, whether you want it or not, go to work, make money, pay taxes, pay an insane amount for health insurance that basically gives you nothing. And then we also have to put up a smile and deal with everyone calling us white privilege. You know what I'm also tired of? People saying we don't get pulled over because white privilege. What planet do you live on? We get pulled over all the time. I get pulled over and I'm white. Shocker, I'm food shopping with my children, speaking a different language. Someone passes by and calls me white privilege out of nowhere. Are you for real? What happens if I say black privilege every time someone gets a job or a promotion or a scholarship because they're black? It is insane. Just like white privilege is insane.
So anyway, let's just go back to the present video, you know. So people had a lot to say and the stitches, I'm living for the stitches. Let's just hear people's commentary.
Dear racist black people, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this.
First of all, see-through Sally, there's no such thing as a racist black person. You really tried though, like you gave it everything you had. I applaud the effort, but there's no such thing as a racist black person. Second of all, powdered milk, don't touch us. Any of us with your hand or anything else. I'm sorry, but you people are known for spreading plagues. I don't want to catch anything. Last of all, clanny mid-clansmen. If I were you, I'd be more worried as to why it is that white men cannot seem to keep their hands off of little children. Why they pose the biggest risk to children all across the globe. Now, until they prove that bubonic plague cannot be spread through a screen, I'm going to need you to put a mask on.
Dear racist black people, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this.
No, white woman, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. There is no way in hell any black person can be racist towards a white person in America, and here is why. You guys make up over 60% of the population in this country. Black people only make up 13 or 14% of this population in this country. This country was literally built for people that look like you for free, by people like us. And this land was stolen from people that were indigenous. They were stolen by your people, people that look like you. You guys have reigned terror and dominated this country for the better part of 3 centuries. Can't nobody in this country be racist towards y'all. Y'all not a minority. You guys are the majority. Your literal forefathers are our freaking oppressors, man, not the other way around. You guys never had to walk around and go to a diner that said colored only. You never had to drink from the wrong water fountain and get prosecuted for it. You never had to sit behind a damn bus. Your forefathers never had to go through that. But our ancestors did. Your forefathers was never in chains by people that look like me. Ever. The system has been rigged. Rigged for you guys. And you know why the system was rigged for y'all? Because the system was literally made by y'all. So how the hell Can you guys be oppressed in your own system that you created, that you guys still dominate in, still to this day?
You know, before I didn't used to understand why they were like, oh, black people can be raped to the cyst, black people can be raped to the cyst. But after, you know, seeing the way things work and experiencing the way black people are treated, learning about white privilege and all of that, I now understood. Because black people can be prejudiced, black people can be like, oh, I don't want to relate to white people. You can call white people some kind of derogatory names. You can have those biases about white people, but you can't really do anything that's really oppresses a palm colored person, especially when you live in a society that is predominantly white, like America, where the system has been rigged basically to favor them, right? It took me a while to understand, but now I understand what our people mean when they say we cannot be raised to the cis. Because at the end of the day, y'all have made yourself the standard of beauty, y'all have given yourself certain privileges, y'all have taken control of countries, different countries all over the world, colonized and still continue to enjoy benefits to this very day. You have enslaved. There's been so many things that have been rigged in their favor that it is impossible for them to be oppressed, the oppressed group, for them to be at a disadvantage, you know, at this point. And we're talking on a global level, how much more in America, where it is even a predominantly white society. So
Black people can be mean to y'all. Black people can make jokes about y'all. Black people can be violent towards y'all. Black people can be a lot of things towards white people. But one thing for sure and two things for damn certain is that we cannot be racist towards you.
You're racist, black people. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, and I hope you'll listen and listen very carefully.
Now, this is the part in the video where I would normally string together a series of adjectives, throw in a couple of caucasoids, and end up with snow roach. But I digress today because Country Club Mom covered it all when she said unhinged. Now, you're probably wondering, how did we get here? Let's take a look.
A racist encounter or experience that you had that you'll never forget.
I'm walking to a bus stop. It's the 4 o'clock maybe, and I'm going to see a group of black people. I was saying things, I was walking. Before I hear, I can hear laughing, saying things. I don't know what they're saying. I keep walking to a bus stop. I have no way to start throwing things at me.
And there you have it. We got here because of caucasity. The caucasity of centering themselves in problems that they created that they somehow must also be victims of. See, the caucasoid mom there decided to share a story with us that must be racist because she was beat up by a group of children when she was 13.
Before I knew this surrounding, took them by my hands, they were holding my hands, and I don't remember where it came from. And that was not the only time they hit me. They kept hitting me, and hitting me, and all I remember was holding them.
So that was her experience with racism, right? Some random group of black people that were watching her walk to a bus stop that I'm sure if she was walking to the bus stop, she must have frequented on a regular basis, decides to randomly attack her. This is not gerrymandering. This is not the use of a system of power to oppress in a manner that intimidates others. No, none of that. She says her experience with racism is rooted in the fact that she got beat up. And I'm sure the way she started the first video, she didn't have that mouth then, right? So she couldn't have said anything to spark this. Of course not. And then I'm gonna come back to that. Listen to this part of the video.
So if you tell me black people cannot be racist to white people, think again. You know what's worse about this whole story? I was 13 years old. I was a child. And this group of black people that attacked me, they could not have been older than 60. This is learned behavior.
And rightfully so, people called cap. Because random white girl walking to a bus stop that I'm sure she frequents on a regular basis is attacked by a random group of black teens with a knife, and they don't damage your pretty white face because you asked them to. And also, you didn't reference a police report or a national news story. And that is how we got to the Dear Racist Black People video.
Please touch my video and share your experience with racism, specifically with black people, because they're telling me my experience never happened and I made it up. They can try and silence me, but they can't silence all of us because it does happen. Racist black people can be extremely racist toward white people. There's no denying.
So there you have it. She wants you to share your experience, white people, with racism. So I take up that challenge. I would like for you to share your experiences collectively with racism that has involved you ever suffering at the hands of the Institute of Racism in this country. Yes, share with us your experiencing with gerrymandering that carves out these pretzel-shaped districts that disenfranchise black voters simply because of the color of their skin. Share with us the laws that were enacted by this country that legally engaged in segregation and adversely affected us then and still do to this day. Share with us your experiencing with redlining or hell, any banking policies that were specifically based on the fallout of redlining the black community and limiting its access to resources, and then complaining that we don't have the resources to secure loans, even to this day. Share with me your experiences historically of organizations of black people that specifically came together to lynch your relatives simply because they were white, and then to make sure you took pictures of this and sent them around the country as legally traded postcards. And of course, share with us that story of how you didn't get a job because of the color of your skin, especially in the face of affirmative action that was meant to level the playing field has most benefited white women. And be sure to share with us your racial experiences in the medical field, racial disparities that lead to black women being 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than their white counterparts because of the institutional treatments of black people by the institution of medicine in this country. A system that for years taught doctors that black people felt and experienced pain differently simply because of the color of our skin. And of course, share with us the racism you have experienced in the criminal justice system that evolved from slave catching patrols and transformed it into the system we see today that still disparages black people in the treatment of sentencing on an obvious basis even today. Share with us your 60% exoneration rate because of the fact that this system is so racially motivated to punish black and brown people. So yes, go ahead, stitch this video, please, and share the racist experiences you all have labored under in a system of racism that your ancestors created.
Dear racist black people, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, and I hope you listen and listen very carefully.
No, I don't think I'll listen to you. I don't think I'll listen to anything that you have to say. Because once again, a woman who is the descendants of the creators and the purveyors of the caste system of race in this country is trying to tell the victims of that caste system what racism truly is. And I don't have to listen to that, nor do I have to acknowledge that you're even speaking about it. I don't. I'm sorry. You don't get what you want over here. See, people like yourself took half of a definition from Merriam-Webster and you ran your ass out here, and y'all have been screaming, moaning, piss moaning, and complaining that black people are being racist to you. Why? Because we're holding you accountable for your actions. That is what you guys perceive to be racist. Oh, let me talk about history. Oh, you're being racist to white people. Why? I thought you guys said that it was in the past. What are you offended about? Why are you all in your feelings? When we talk about things like these systems, the racial systems that were put in place at the beginning and the foundation of this country, every single one, well, not every one of you, just people that look and sound just like you, get offended. What are you offended about? Ain't y'all always telling us to get over it? Why can't we tell you to get over your uncomfortability with race in this country? Brought to you in part by people that look like you and was inflicted on people that look like me. Why is this a problem? That's right. Because that part is called accountability. You see, Caucasian folks that look and sound like you have made a whole lot of new and inventive ways to avoid accountability. Cancel culture. I don't want to be canceled. I'll be canceled if I say this. No, you'll be held accountable. But since accountable has too many syllables and canceled only has one, you guys will go with that. But you are also the ones that want to stand in moral judgment of everyone that doesn't look like you and tell them that they need to be accountable for their actions. So why can't you? You can say some racist ass shit, and that means you saying some racist shit, not some, oh my God, he called me a snow insert an animal and that I feel like I've been the victim of racism. No. You can say some racist ass shit, but you also expect to be able to say it without any consequences. I'm sorry. Oh, there's another one of those big words. Consequences. And we have been having this debate with you people for years now, and it's starting to become tiring. Hopefully we can get past this. But make no mistake about it, lady. You are not a victim of racism.
Dear racist black people, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, and I hope you listen and listen very carefully.
I can't believe this is the first video I saw when I woke up this morning. Like, it made me so angry. Black people cannot be racist. Oppressed people cannot be racist because they do not hold power to enforce discrimination against other groups. Like, period. All people can be prejudiced. So black people can be prejudiced, but they cannot be racist. But asking people to comment on your video and stitch your video and duet your video with stories of black people being racist is you being racist, because you're using your white power to enforce discrimination of another group because you being white gives you the power to do so. I don't understand why you people are so dumb that you don't understand this. Like, it blows my mind that it is almost the end of 2024 and there are still people like you that can't even define racism. It's not hard. Y'all are so dumb. I'm so sick of this shit. Stop it. Stop it. You're literally asking people to gang up on black people in your comment section. That's racist as f*** coming from a white woman. And yeah, it's white woman tears that you're crying. That you deserve every hate comment that's about to come to you.
Dear racist black people, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, and I hope you listen and listen very carefully.
Tell me you don't have any black friends without telling me you don't have any black friends. Also, where you went wrong was saying any black person is racist. You're showing your white girl privilege there. I have it, I know. But I would never call a black person racist because that's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my life. Do better.
What's worse about this whole story?
That it's a lie? Because I think that's the craziest part, is that this is a complete fabrication. The story has so many holes, but let's just go over what you said. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're 13 years old, you're walking to a bus stop, you see a group of black people, they see you, they don't say anything to you, you don't say anything to them. Let's stop right there. If I'm going to the bus stop, I'm actively walking, even if I see other people. Right, we're not saying anything to each other. So you're walking. So then how did you hear them start saying things and making jokes and laughing, and why did you think it was about you? Moving on. Then you say they follow you to the bus stop and surround you. Pause. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're a 13-year-old girl. These are other teenagers. So that means there's other people around. How did this group of teenagers follow you to a bus stop, surround you, beat you up, and then just stop and attack? The attack just stopped, even after they're pulling out weapons to threaten to unalive you. Where were the other people? You're telling me no one stopped them. It's middle of the day. What were the legal ramifications? Like, what did your parents say? It seems to me like you saw the video that you originally stitched and you got triggered because most of the stitches to that are black people talking about real racist encounters. So you fabricated this off the top of your head as see, black people can be racist too. And it is so obviously a fabrication. Then you end it with a very condescending, hope this helps. It just all seems very performative and fabricated. I don't believe you at all. Not a single word that you said.
That will be all the stitches for today, because you guys, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And I like the way even her own people were calling her out, because it's ridiculous. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think about this whole situation, this whole mess. Drop your comments in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. Please also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.